Well, good morning. This is John once again, and today we are on the first day of September. And in the southern hemisphere, we are in, we are now entering in the first day of spring. And I can tell you that the weather is beautiful, the sun is bright and shining, the weather is just mild, and it is a beautiful spring day. It is a beautiful day to start the first day of spring, and we are seeing beautiful flowers all around us already. The birds that are around in our house area, in the house compound, they are chirping and singing, and it is truly a delight to be alive today and be able to enjoy all the good things that God has given to us. This morning, I want to talk to you once again about the opportunities that the TBC offering to us. And this is a post that or announcement that admin has put out some time ago in the middle of August. Well, I was not able to bring this to your attention because I was down with a bad cough, and I am now on the road to recovery, and hopefully I will be able to be totally fit and well in the next few days, and I'll be able to make broadcasts on a daily basis. The title of our discussion today is that admin is announcing we are launching cash centers all around the world. Wow, isn't that exciting? Can you imagine that in different continents, different countries, different cities, different towns, different villages? Well, we have got individual independent cash centers that are there to help to resolve our payment problems. Just yesterday, I helped somebody from the region of Mauritius where they do not have the financial institution to help them to make payments in like crypto. And he managed to send me his money to PayPal, and then I helped to convert them into crypto for him. Now, this is what we are talking about. That admin is now coming out with this brilliant idea to service the TBC community so that every potential member or every new member who do not understand the workings and who do not understand how to move about going around uh, using cryptocurrencies. It is a fact that 99.8% of the global population are ignorant of how to use cryptocurrencies and what are the type of cryptocurrencies that are in the market. So we are in TBC making history in the way that we are way ahead of the rest of the world. Uh, it is only 0.1 to 0.2 of a percent of the world population that are now moving in the currency space. And we are happy to say that TBC will lead the way in changing that uh, restriction or that limitation, because every member who becomes a part of the TBC community will learn all about cryptocurrencies and will learn to utilize and to use cryptocurrency. So the program that we are talking about, this VC by itself is a learning curve for all its new members. And as time goes on, most of our new members will enter the world of cryptocurrency with TBC being their first experience. In the past 2.5 years, when TBC started, and as TBC has grown to 3.3 million members so far, it has been a complicated process to bring in new members who had zero experience with cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoins, because each cryptocurrency has its own learning curve to pass through. Now, this is especially true when we are seeing people who are living in the third world countries, people who do not have access to internet connection, people who have no knowledge of financial uh, background, and also the use of financial tools. So especially right now, we can see that in many parts of Asia, a lot of the people, a lot of the population are ignorant and completely has zero knowledge about cryptocurrency and what and how to go about it. In TBC, the program accepts uh, Bitcoins, Litecoins, and Ethereum as payment methods or payment modes for the $10 admin fees, which is once for a lifetime. Now, up until now, new members uh, who joins BTC, they find that they need to go through a couple of learning curves in the cryptocurrency space in order to get started with uh, BTC. Personally, when I first encountered the use of Bitcoin, it was a difficult learning curve. There is so much to learn about the, the, the hashtag. There's so much to learn about the confirmation. There's so much to learn about the sending out the money, because in cryptocurrency blockchain, once the money is sent out, there is no return. It is not like the bank where you can stop payment, where you can claim refund. In cryptocurrency, if a mistake is made, then the money is gone forever, and nobody is responsible except yourself. So what admin has proposed and has already now implemented is TBC has launched the cash centers around the world for all members who have the ability and who have the currencies to be able to set up a cash center to facilitate new members, so that all the new members, wherever they are, when once they join TBC, they will not have to figure out how to get another cryptocurrency in order to participate in TBC. They may have the cash, they may have the money, but they don't know how to convert, and there is no bank, there is no post office that converts cryptocurrencies for people. So it is now up to the members who wants to purchase cryptocurrency to either go into an official seller to buy it from, or now we have the opportunity open for members to become cash centers and facilitate the new members. So all the new members can now just go to a local cash center, and these are listed in the Kringle Cash back office. And they can go and contact these cash centers. They can make payment in cash, and the cash centers will have the needed cryptocurrency and the know-how to help to complete the global payments. Now, the cash centers will not be physical businesses like a shop or an office. Rather, they are individuals that operate on a peer-to-peer basis in the cryptocurrency world. In other words, it is person to person. Okay? All transactions will be private, and these cash centers are not acting as public exchanges. TBC is strictly a private member. TBC is strictly a private member only group, and we have our own private money called TBC. Our objective is to sign up 1 billion members over the next year or two. And going by the rate that we are moving, it will be easily achievable within the next year or two. These cash centers do not offer their services free of charge. Of course, there is time and capital involved. So it is only fair that a 20% fee will be charged to use these cash centers where the buyers holding their cash will have to pay through the cash centers. This will save the buyers both time and possibly money because it can take a bit of time to go through the learning curve on how to buy the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. These are all very volatile market-based cryptocurrencies, and you can expect and you can experience sudden drop in price, and this is very, very common. It is just like the stock market. It fluctuates daily and hourly. All right. And this morning, if you buy it at a certain price, by this afternoon, it may have dropped 10% or 20%. So therefore, it will be easier for a new member to go to a cash center and pay in cash to participate with our TBC community. Now, the proposed 20% service charge is very reasonable under these circumstances, especially when the cash center holds the risk and take the risk of price fluctuation. If a new member just wants to pay the $10 admin fee, they will need to pay 12 US dollars in order to use a cash sender. And if the buyer wants to also complete a purchase of $100 from a TBC seller, who may be long distance from the buyer, on top of that, paying the $10 admin fee, the buyer will need 132 US dollars cash in hand to complete the transaction. 20% of this will 20% of $100 is $20, and 20% of $10 is $2. And when you add up the $110 plus service charges, it will equal $132. So then the buyer is assured of the 110 in transaction, is paid in full regardless of the movement of price of these market-based currencies being used. And 20% should be more than enough to cover the fluctuation in price of these market-based coins so that the cash center is profitable. And at the end of the day, everybody wins. The new members save costs, the new members save effort, and the cash buyer cash center can also make a small amount to the service rendered. Now, there is an important note that we have to take to be aware of. Payment to admin must take place within 15 minutes of selecting a coin payment option. And this should be done during the meetup with the cash center and not before. So in other words, if the new member wants to buy a certain currency, a certain cryptocurrency, he must make up his mind and he must tell the cash center who would get it converted for him. Then only the member should go to the back office of Kringle Cash and select the type of cryptocurrency that he or she wants to use. This is because after 15 minutes, the coin value has changed too much to accept the amount in the Kringle Cash back office. So always initiate the process to pay when coins can be delivered online within that 15-minute window. As a member of TBC who are already uh, seasoned, and if you own at least $10 in any of the above aforementioned coins, then we would strongly encourage you to register to have your own cash center and enjoy the profits coming out of it. All things start small and then grow. We want to establish a very large global network of cash centers as fast as we can as a community. So that here it is. Admin is trying to facilitate the whole community, making it easy for new members to get their hands on to cryptocurrencies and also making it easy for existing members to cash out on their PBC that they are holding by selling PBC as well as by converting cryptocurrencies for new buyers. So in the opinion of admin, the more cash centers, the better it is for the community. And right now, on a weekly basis, we already have 3 send button meetings, which are held differently in 3 major languages. So we have been recording around 10,000 viewers per week. And if viewers open up a cash center, then we have all of those strong global network of cash centers globally right from the start. That is what I'm hoping to happen, says admin. So please do not hesitate to open a cash center. On top of that, our members are recruiting globally. Any one of them could be trying to recruit one of your neighbors. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that without you knowing, somebody from the other part of the world may be reaching out to one of your neighbors online to recruit a new member. And if you are a cash center, you might become the best choice to complete the needed transaction for a 20% profit in cash. So you can actually help your neighbor who is just about to become a new member to pay up all the necessary uh, payment. So without you knowing, you already have a customer at hand and you win. So let's fast forward in time and see the vision here. Imagine no matter where a new member may live, there is a cash center just a few miles away from them. So that will be an added uh, privilege for all TBC community, and it is a convenient and a point of contact for new members where they can not only change the cash into crypto, but they can also communicate with you and they can also ask questions and get some support from you. Now, how do you then register to become a cash center? It is very, very straightforward and it is very simple. To register to become a cash center, first of all, you must have your send button on in your TPC wallet. It must be turned on, it must be active and ready to use, which means you have qualified for it by first paying the $10 admin fees, and you are then in good standing. Go to the send button area of your Crinkle Cashback office, and at the bottom of the menu, click Send button. And from there, you will see a few drop down, and all you need to do is select the cash center registration and fill out the form. Now, there is a small box to check before you click submit. So it is to make sure that everyone who wants to register as a cash center, they must be committed and pledge to uphold the highest level of integrity in our transaction, in our activities. As in all business, honesty and integrity is a must in order to run a cash center. So we are dealing with human, we are dealing with cash. And so therefore, we need to be transparent, we need to be upfront, to be seen, to be reliable, to be honest, and to be people of high integrity. And sellers need also to have confidence that the cash centers will not sell their clients, will not steal their clients from them. Now, sellers are the people who sell their TBC to the new members. So the cash centers must not undercut the sellers, meaning that the cash centers must not steal their customers from the cash centers, from the sellers. They, their job is only to help to convert the cash into crypto, and then they must send the clients back to the sellers who already are halfway through dealing with the new members. As we all know, all members of the PBC community recruit new members globally. It is a global market. It is a borderless market. There is no restriction for anyone to recruit out of their own community, to recruit out of their own uh, country or villages, and they can recruit globally. Like what we do today. We post on social media, we post on the internet. Our prospect can be from the very north of the world, it can be from the very south, or it can be from the other side of the world. So many of our recruits actually are unknown to us. We reach out to them through the internet and through social media, and we make friends, and therefore we recruit globally. And when we have a global market, and when we have a global clientele, the cash centers, which would be distributed worldwide, can make this a lot easier for all of us, as long as we can count on the honesty and the integrity within our TBC community. So even if the buyer suggests that they rather do business with you directly as a cash center and cut out the seller, you must stand up immediately and say no. Do not be tempted into undercutting your fellow TBCians. Do not be tempted into stealing the customer of the sellers. We need to uphold our integrity. and send the customer back to the seller. Otherwise, the seller can easily report your abuse and your send button will be turned off and they will close your cash center, right? It is so straightforward. It is simple as that. Why do you want to kill the goose that lay the golden eggs? Instead, you must collect the eggs on a daily basis. Collect the golden eggs on a daily basis and don't be stupid. You want to kill the goose to get all the eggs from the goose stomach at one time. That is just plain foolishness. Now, coming back to the sellers, admin is reminding us, if this abuse happens to you, in other words, if the cash center steals your customer, click on the help desk in the Kringle cashback office and you can open an abuse ticket and report in details with screenshots of chat sessions, and such other support evidence and submit it to the support of TBC. Then TBC support and admin will reach out to the cash center and would investigate and get their side of the story so as well as the buyer. So it will be fair to one and all. Now, if you own large amounts of BTC, LTC, or Ethereum, then you are in a strong position to profit from building a network within our cash center network. And this is very much encouraged to the community. It will be a network within a network, so to speak. That means to say within the whole TBC network, we would have an inner network, which is called the cash center network. And it revolve and it service the bigger network of the TBC community. And admin has done the hard part for you, which is admin has set up the back office, it has set up the system, it has set up the software. So start today with your own country and contact all the cash registers and offer to supply them coins to complete transactions. Remember, we are only asking members to have $10 of any coin to open a cash center because we want to build up the network as fast as possible. So one by one, contact the cash center starting with your country and see if there is a way for them to forward money to you, like with PayPal or a mutual bank you both use. So it is so simple and straightforward. If it is cash transaction, we can do internet banking. We can transfer the cash to we can transfer the cash to one another through internet banking, or if we are within the nation, within your own country, we can easily do internet banking because all the banks today are linked online. Or we could use PayPal, or we could use any of the other payment uh, exchanges. So for today, technology has advanced to a level where it is so easy for us to send money, and it is so easy for any one of us to become cryptocurrency supplier. You should get half of the 50% cash center collect from the buyers as a fee. So if we are supplying the cash center, we can ask cash center to share the 20% profit with us. Now, this is to ensure that there is fairness in the transaction for all parties. So if we have the currencies and the cash centers is short, it's just like a money exchanger in the street. If they buy from us, we can make a profit as well. And we can tell them, let us have a 10% share of the transaction fee. So when we do that, please have the agreement with the cash center in writing. This is to safeguard yourself. Now, once a buyer contact one of the cash centers in your network and the cash centers need access to your coin, immediately work out the arrangement of how you can get reimbursed for your coins and the 10% fees that belong to you before the buyer meets with the cash center. So it is just like uh, if a wholesaler is to transfer his goods to a retailer, the wholesaler must make a small profit. And this, in this case, when we send out cryptocurrencies to other cash centers, we are like the wholesalers, and therefore we are entitled to charge 10% uh, surcharge over the transacted amount. Then follow the plan exactly. If a cash center is ever dishonest and doesn't follow the plan laid out in a chat or email, then report them as abuse as described above in the article. Now, don't be stupid. Don't take risk. Start small and with each cash center and build up the trust. Most transactions typically in the TBC community will start with $110. And for some reason, if it is a much larger amount, then take the necessary precaution to make sure your money is safe, like just getting paid upfront before you send the coins. Oh, this is just common sense. You don't send your coins when you have not received the cash. All right, there is no credit as far as this is concerned. So if you own large amount of coins, you should open an account with a major exchanger like Bitstamp. And this allows you to quickly move coins into US dollars or euro to protect yourself from falling prices in these market-based coins. Now, most of us that have large amount of coins have already figured that out. But these small coin centers don't own enough coins to be concerned about that. A small cash center should be happy with the 10% they just get from being in a location close to the buyer because they don't have enough coins to cover the buyer's needs. So therefore, if you are a bigger supplier, you have an important part in this plan to spread cash centers quickly all around the world. Only thing is just be smart, be careful who you deal with, be careful how you send your cryptocurrencies because from the beginning, as I have mentioned, once transaction has been made in the blockchain, it cannot be reversed. So we are looking at creating abundance to the community, TPC community. The abundance is the aim, abundance is our mission, and we can do all this if we journey together in honesty and in integrity in order to transform the whole world into one where we can enjoy abundance. Well, having said all that, I would say that to be a member of the TBC community. For those of us who have been in TBC for a number of years, the like at the end of the tunnel is looking brighter and brighter. And the journey is getting nearer and nearer to the end. And we are going to achieve what admin has already promised us, what admin has already proposed for us. So let us work together, let us stand together, and let us support one another together. I hope that my broadcast for you today has been encouraging and you have learned something from it. And you will see my contact at the bottom of the broadcast. And you can contact me or contact with me by phone or WhatsApp, and we can talk to one another. For today, I will end my broadcast and I will see you again in a day or two. Have a good weekend. God bless you.